Hi guys, I wanted to do a quick tutorial on some really cool eBay brushes I got that are really inexpensive. Please do not spend a lot of money on fancy brushes. I got these online for like $6. They were supposed to be unicorn, but they came in like this. They're not really unicorn, but they're really, really pretty. So you might not always get what you want, but you're going to get, this is like a really neat shape. This is a really neat shape. There's just cat hair everywhere. This is a neat shape. That's a neat shape. Can't go wrong. I mean, I think that we can work with these today. I've already done the Milani review, so I'm not going to go back through that palette again. I don't think. I have some older palettes that I could use. I have the chocolate palette, which I've already reviewed. Well, let's do some rainbows first while I'm just chatting. I think you need a special brush for this, but I actually have it. It's so funny. My cat has so much hair that it literally goes through the air and lands on my brushes. Happy SpongeBob Day, by the way. In Mexico, it's really popular, SpongeBob, so I had to kind of get involved in it since my parents live there. Let's go ahead and just streak some rainbows on the face. You just do this by dragging a couple of times and then dragging it through. Believe me, it will show up. People do notice this almost right away. There is a little bit of excess fallout with this product, so you just want to take your brush and give it one quick kind of go down through. So it's not too heavy or too light, but it's really awesome because it gives you like these blue tones. You can't really see it now, but it's definitely there. All right, so let's use some lip conditioning treatment. This is from Milani. Huh. Let's go ahead and put that on the mouth so that when you're doing everything else, your mouth is nice and soft, because sometimes the foundation can sort of get to it. I just have too many things to choose from. That's my problem. Let's start with the Naked Illuminate powder. Stuff is extremely strong, by the way. A couple of taps and you're good. I'm just going to put some of that right underneath my eyes. And I'm going to blend it kind of up into the little rainbow pattern I just did. And a little on the chin. And on the forehead. Makes a huge difference. It's really funny how much this stuff highlights. You do not need to. I'm not really a huge fan of obsessively highlighting. Let's do our brows. I went out to the club last night, so pardon my voice being just a little bit tapped out. It's this is, by the way, just Milani kit. It's got a 2-in-1 brush, probably one of the best brushes I've ever used. You can go a little darker with this and not really worry about it being wrong. It immediately just fluffs them out. It's kind of crazy. And I had a question about what hair color I have. It's called Sangria. It's not quite cherry enough for me, so I'm going to go a shade more cherry. But if you guys really, it's called Chroma Red from Sally's. And if you mix it with 20, make sure that you read the instructions. It's not 2-to-1. That's kind of how I ended up getting it 2 red. But definitely a neat little set of colors, and they're new. And if you look at the Sally reviews, a lot of women really like the reds. That L'Oreal, it's L'Oreal based product, a favorite of mine. I came out. Oh, I do not know which palette to use. Why don't we go ahead and do something? Why don't we do? I saw this palette, the Wet n Wild palette, and I know that Wet n Wild, sometimes with their shadows, it's like a hit or a miss. So let's just go ahead and experiment with these brushes. Take this like really nice wide flat brush and go through the golds. I kind of feel like a gold day. I feel like I'm going to have a lucky day. I just got paid. And this brush is a little loose, by the way. If you ever have a loose brush, you can actually pull it off, glue it, and push it back in. And it's just like new. Don't freak out when you have loose brushes. You're still spending way less. This brush feels just like any MAC brush. It's amazing. It feels just like any brush that I could buy at Naturals or anything like that. I'm just blending the copper and the gold together and going from there. I think I will take this nice copper tone and pull it underneath my eye a little bit. Really, I have no complaints against Wet n Wild. I feel like their shadows aren't always moist enough. I don't know. It depends on how, like, these aren't that old, but they're sort of caked down, if that makes sense. So And I don't always know if like that is showing up, but I'm not sure if it's totally showing up. So my review on this palette, you have some fallout. I mean, for the price, it's exceptional, but you can definitely get something better. I would recommend, I do have a couple of Smashbox palettes that I can show you, and I might do that the next tutorial, that are the upper scale versions of this. It was $30, and they give you a really nice set. It was a Mother's Day special, but you know, they have those specials all the time. And I really wanted the set, and I actually really, really like it. So, but this is nice. If you cannot afford $30 and you want to spend $4, hey man, I totally get it. So this is nice. This is just a nice natural brown look. The last brush I'm going to use again is this one to try to get that just a little bit of black underneath my eyes. I want to get it just, as you can see, I'm just doing a very fuzzy look today because I'm going to go over it with quite a bit of liner. I like doing black across the top of my lid because I can't actually put a lot of stuff. I don't have hooded eyes, but I cannot put a lot of stuff on the top of my eyes. Alright, so just like this, and yeah, I'm impressed by it. I'll take a photo of it, post on Instagram. Not the best, not the worst. Go ahead and top it off with your Milani liner. Always get Milani liner. And then let's use this nice Orangina on the lips. Alright,